Shall we play a game?
Hello. Just give me a tick while I get the chat thing on the screen. Yeah, that'll do there. That's fine. Okay, guess what I got? You know, I hate cab cars. I got a cab car. Yay! Set up. That one. Oh, it must be a scenario. It's telling me what to do. Well, that makes life easier, doesn't it? I better do what it says, because, you know, it always screws it up if you don't. Which one's going to be the reverser, do you think? That one? No. That one? No. That one. All right. That's because we're in setup. Come on. Yay! All right. Headlights. Brighten. Don't like dim. I want bright. You know, just before I started streaming, I spilled tea all over my desk. Mad rush. Mad rush. Mad rush. That's okay. Why am I doing quick 30s today? Because, you know, I've got the streaming schedule. Almost spilled coffee everywhere. I just did something dumb. There was tea in that, and when I clicked it, it went all over my glasses. And my face. I don't know how it got up there. It's life, isn't it? Something crashed. Unhandled.net exception. You guys can't see that, though. All right, let me just mop up this shit that I just spilled again, because I'm clever. How is everybody? I spent the day yesterday working on my Lego thing. I've got a 3x3 layout going in as a module into our club's modular layout for brick convention. Which thing failed? I don't know which program failed. Continue. Was it this one? Yeah, I think it was this. We shall have to kill that and start it again. Stop callback. Die. Start. Or was it the chat that died? No, the chat's working. Start. Okay. I still don't have horn. Oh, there we go. Now it's working. All right. We appear to have a red signal. And doors that are open. So we're in a Rotom cab car with Metrolink. I guess we're heading for Los Angeles, but we'll find out. We're just playing quick 30s. And the reason I'm playing quick 30s is because I looked at my streaming schedule that I've got set up for all the things that I keep thinking I should do, and I'm going, there's nothing there that doesn't require a day of preparation. And because I had an actual Lego master around at my house yesterday, helping with the module, or should I say rebuilding it from scratch because he didn't like it, I didn't have time to prepare for the stream. It's fascinating to watch this guy work, though, because he just does stuff that you wouldn't even think about. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, have a look on my Discord in the model trains category, I guess they are, topic, whatever they are, and you'll see what I've been building. So there's a thing called Brickvention on, which is basically Australia's adult Lego convention, and I have a 3x3 module in the club layout, and it was finished as far as I was concerned, but he came up and went, no, don't like it. It's not going to fit. It's got to go next to mine. It's got to look better. His fear was that no one would even see mine next to his if it didn't look better, and he's probably right. But, you know, no, he's a good guy. I have nothing against what happened. It was actually quite a privilege to watch the guy work, to be honest. And he showed me some techniques to solve some problems that I had with a building. What have we got on the back? We've got a bullet nose thing. So that was kind of cool. Look at me, not even speeding. That never happens. On our way to Cal State. I was going to think a quick 30 if this was running the whole line, that would be a bit long. Hello to Wesley, Rails, Kelly, Andy, Victron. Kelly, I think I've covered. David Smith, hello. Andy says, wishing the last of the snow would disappear. We wish the last of the fires that are burning our state down would disappear, but that's okay. Not really. David Smith also hates cab cars. Yes. No, I'm not a fan. Not a fan. Not really. But that's okay. The simulator guy, hello. We're currently crossing the Los Angeles River, and I have to say, this is a lie. Right? See this stuff down here? This wet stuff? This is a lie. The Los Angeles River very, very rarely actually has water in it. Uh-oh. Game's done something dumb. Hey, we're back. Never mind. 7 miles to Cal State. Wow. Oh, this is that bit we run up the side of the freeway, is it? The bit where the cars go everywhere they shouldn't. That's life. We must be on San Bernardino because it's Cal State, not the other one. It is the bit down the side of the freeway where that bit gets impossibly thin and the cars scrape the wall and go, they don't really care, they just keep going. Alright. Time to party on. Is the game loud enough today? It looks a bit quiet. Oh, hang on, we're in a cab car. Can't hear the diesel. The simulator guy says, no, it's not a lie. California currently has no doubt. Yep. You've turned into Australia, you realise that. With the states half on fire and half flooded. But in all the I have to say, in all the time, I accept if you're saying there's water in there today, but in all the time I lived in California, nah, nothing. Not a sausage. It just did not rain in LA. Did in San Francisco a lot, but not in LA. Chipotless. Yay, diesel. Sadly, the guy that made sure that US signaling was right is no longer with the family and has elected to pursue other opportunities outside the family. So hopefully there's someone else will take up that mantle. Hey, Casual, hello. $75. So the idea of the quick 30s is I jump in and we'll see if I can drive the train. I mean, this one's pretty straightforward, so it was a scenario, so it guided me through what to do. I don't know if I would have remembered the cab setup switch or not. Maybe. Not confident. Yes, it is Brandon I'm talking about, the simulator guy. I don't know the story behind it. I just know that he's not going to continue. But that happens. Vectron says, now I got the TSCX working, maybe on blast. Started using the 802, now I'm getting bored of the 802 and not sure if I want to move to a different loco and risk stuffing everything with the TSCX. I run generic configs, so I don't change them per loco with the exception of Steam, because Steam is Weird. How's your car, Casual? Is it any better than when we chatted yesterday? I think we need more power. More power. It's the emptiest LA freeway you'll ever see. I think if the people of Los Angeles saw a freeway like this, they'd go, what a day. It probably means aliens have invaded or something like that, but, you know. You will get a bit of stuttering today because we'll end up in routes that I haven't run for ages, so it will be compiling shaders and stuff like that, so stuttering will be worse than usual. Yes, there's always stuttering. See, did you hear that? Ambassador said, yes, there's always stuttering. Casual says, no, it's not great, but it turns on and gets you where you need to go. Well, I hope it keeps turning on. It sounds like you have an electrical gremlin that's circulating and eating things. Actually, think of eating things. Are you sure you haven't got mice in it that are eating the wires? It's not that uncommon a thing. I just saw that signal up there. Rails says Los Angeles and Atlanta have the worst traffic congestion issues across the entire USA. Chicago has shitty traffic too, but the roads are ass. Well, I'm sure they're not ass, because then they'd be soft, and they'd have a hole in the middle. That would be unfortunate for a road. Roads need to be not soft, and certainly not have holes in them. If you see me scratching at something, I'm not wearing my t-shirt, am I? No, I'm too late now. If you see me scratching at something, at this time of year, I often get eczema, and this year is particularly bad. So I try not to scratch at it, because then it bleeds, and that's not good. Makes me look like I'm covered in meth sores. Yep. It's a floating truck. I'd like a floating truck. Would you like a floating truck? Oh, we can accelerate again, can't we? As we slowly wind our way into the hills of downtown Los Angeles. Cal State LA Station coming up. For the Cal State University. Simulator Guy says Amtrak has acquired MP36s and bi-level coaches. Really? Are they picking up Caltrain's ones? This is going well. What's the game doing? Oh, well, whatever it was doing, it's finished doing it. Oh, no, it's not. It's very unhealthy. I think I need a lot more brakes, though. We're not stopping in this station. Let's give it all the brakes. I vaguely remembered this train stopping better. Now it's going to stop early. Are they going to use those to run some kind of interregional service, or are they using them on commutes? Are they buying new MP36s? Ooh. I've never seen him before. I don't know why I'm over there, but let's get back onto the 8 key. Have you seen him dressed like this before? I've never seen him in graduation gear before. But anyway, we're not quite in the platform. So the game thinks we are, though, so we're going to open the doors. It'll do. Simulator Guy says, no, a company called North Star is leasing their MP36 bi-levels to Amtrak. Okay. North Star was a It is a railway company, isn't it? Now defunct commuter railroad Minnesota. So are they going to run the Minnesota trains? Are they taking over? And he says, thanks to community timetable, I finally completed an end-to-end run on West Cornwall, having owned it since release. Much more fun with 220 and 802 layers. I haven't tried that one. I should, because that route's a bit balls. Oh, did I unlock the wrong doors? What an idiot. Yes, I did. It's for the Milwaukee-Chicago line. And they're leasing used MP36s while Commuter Railroad in Texas is acquiring used MP36s and brand new SC44s. Okay. So they're going to start running the services, I guess. Have I still got tail lights on, or is it just because it's sunny? I kind of think they're on. Let's have a look. Is there a separate tail light switch? I don't see one. Maybe it's just because it's sunny and they're reflecting. Unless there's one up here. Number lights. Oh, we didn't turn on safety systems, but that's okay. There's almost no safety systems in American trains anyway. That's fine. No, I don't see anything to turn them off, so... What do you mean unlock doors? I did unlock the doors. Fine. And you're going to catch the train. I mean, you proved you're smart. You graduated, but you're going to miss your train. It's not like there's another one. Now, I am talking to you. And your two mates over here. But what are you doing? Hey? Dodo burgers. Mm-hmm. What's that supposed to be? An old handgun? Mm-hmm. Should be a Texas railroad if there's a handgun just sitting there on the floor. Oh, look, it's still got that problem. The cables... Oh, no, they curl around now. Okay. The cables used to just end. That still looks a bit weird, though. They just stick through the pilot like that with no valving or anything. That seems a little weird to me. I don't really think they'd be like that. But that's okay, isn't it? We put up with these things. Have I got the other doors open as well? No? Well, it didn't. I do now. Expect to face adversity. Right. We always face adversity. Off you go. Rails says the leasing equipment is to free up superliners used on the Borealis. Okay. Ordoc Fire says, are they getting the trains from the old Twin Cities? And we are on the San Bernardino. You're correct, Kelly. Real Lord Vectron says safety interferes with revenue and profits. Kind of does, but for a good reason. Rail says Amtrak will lease their equipment, but Trinity Railway Express in Texas will purchase their equipment. Looks like a piece of concrete, classic US crumbling infrastructure, says Vectron. Well, it is green. Ordoc says I didn't realise that MP36s haven't down to the city since I got into trains. Well, you just have to go somewhere else and see them. There's no point notch 8ing rails. It's got a yellow signal in front of us. So I could notch 8 and go full bananas, but, you know, not that much point. Bleach bottles. Yep. That's what you do when you're hiding criminal activities. You cover it all in bleach. Rails is telling Ordok Fire to come to Chicago. Home of the Blues Brothers, Jake and Elwood. I think the only reason Australians know about Chicago is the Blues Brothers and Chicago PD. That's about it. Rails says there's proposals for a new commuter railroad link between Milwaukee and Chicago, but it's unnecessary. Well, if people weren't going to use it, no one would be building it. States don't build infrastructure they don't need. So somebody must want it. I haven't seen much adversity so far. Yellow signal lines, that's not particularly adverse. Hello, C. Ordok Fire is from the City of Bear's biggest rivals. I'm not going to pretend to know who that is. I want the other way. No, no, just off. That's all you want. Rail says they'll run on existing tracks already used by Metro and Union Pacific. Ah, that's called competition. That's probably because Metro sucks and the state want them to be better. Who's waiting for us? How you doing, buddy? Competition can be good. Can be a bit crap too. Now look, it's Amazon Alley. I remember when they put all these cardboard boxes here, I did ask why they were so big, but that was put that there as a nod to Amazon Alley, where the containers get broken into and all the Amazon boxes get ripped out and everything gets stolen. I saw some video of that, of a train stopped across a rail crossing and people just getting out of their cars and just opening up the train and just buggering off with everything. Companies hate competition. Of course they do. They want a monopoly. They want to be the only thing providing a service. That way they can charge more for it. If there's competition, one of them will charge a little bit less, and the other one will charge a little bit less, and the other one will charge a little bit less. It's kind of how it is. What they end up doing is screwing themselves out of existence, and the one that's got a bigger bank balance survives. But that's life. That is kind of how it works. Yeah, Richie is still alive, Wesley. He's still yakking away on my phone. I left the stream running. I just muted it. Sometimes we overlap. That's all right. Happens more often at this time of year. I think Hentis is still live too. That's what we get. Competition. means each of us does something a little bit different. And people decide, do they want to watch this one? Do they want to watch Richie? Do they want to watch Henters? Do they want to watch someone else? That's what people do. That's fine. How are you, Michael Newberry? David Smith, I try to get companies to compete on service that protects the bottom line. Well, so do I when I'm buying stuff. So if I've gone out to market for something, I want the best price I can get. Sometimes you can only deal with one company because they're the only ones that actually supply what you need, but normally there's more than one. Casual says, he's still live. I'm here, though, as he's on Roblox. I play Roblox occasionally, but not as often as Richie does. It's not really my thing, Roblox. I mostly play it because people ask me to. High-speed rail right here. Rail says Amtrak already has service between Chicago and Milwaukee, so why do they need a commuter railroad to run on existing tracks when people can still use Amtrak? Because they probably run a different frequency and a different ticket structure, and one of them will be for locals and one of them won't be. That's more like what it usually is. There's someone heading out to Antelope. Oh no, they're crossing the bridge. They're not going to Antelope. They're going where we came from. Ordox said, I thought it was an Amtrak commuter line. I am vaguely surprised that Amtrak hasn't been killed, to be honest. But we don't do politics. Why is the train getting slower when it's going downhill? Go figure. Go figure. Wesley says Richie is close to 6k subs. He's doing quite well. Back ages and ages and ages and ages ago, when Richie was just first contemplating doing stuff, it's like, yeah, do it. You'll be good. And he is. So he's quite popular. So good on him, he's doing well. If you don't know who we're talking about, it's Richie Rail with an underscore. Let me get you a link. No, that's not him. There he is. All right. There he is. He's quite good at what he does. He concentrates mostly on UK content, but he does visit other countries from time to time. Michael says, doing good. Had to go into the office for a monthly meeting. It's my birthday. Well, happy birthday, Michael. This is a little flashing light that says, you're going to run into a wall if you don't slow down, numbnuts. Rail says, now people are going to roast your ass. Whatever. Been there, done that. See the skin, mate? It's pretty thick. I really care. I think I only sped once on this trip. That's amazing. You asking me or Michael C? I'm fine. Going good. I go back to work tomorrow. I'm kind of sad about that. I'd had a nice stress-free few weeks. For those who don't know, I manage people, and that comes with its challenges. Real Lord Vectron also manages people, so he understands where I'm coming from. And some of the things that I was unable to resolve before I went on holidays will still be there when I come back, and I will have to work on them again. All I will say about it, because I'm not going to talk about work issues, all I will say about it is that people are very interesting and diverse in what they want and need, and that means conflict naturally arises in the workplace, and it can be very, very difficult to resolve. Forza Train GT, hello to you. Oh, you can stop now, you. Alright, we'll use the air brakes. There we go. That's about as close as I want to get to a buffer. How close did we get? Oh, I could have got another meter out of that. I could have got closer. Open the passenger doors. Nah, don't want to. Should I open the passenger doors? What do you reckon? Probably. You know, we haven't heard this whole trip. Let's see how you did. This version of LA for Sanboon is a bit better than when it was Antelope, I have to say. It's still a bit monkey. Glod! That's, how many times did I speed? Did I really speed that many times? 4 times. I thought I was being good. Oh well. So, main menu again. Quick 30. Here we come. What are we going to have? Real Lord Vectron says, I manage kidults. Yes, we all do. I'm a kidult too. All tenured and have been doing the job for 10 plus years, but some still refuse to follow documented procedures. Ah. Like that's unusual. Problem is, I've never been pulled up on it before for whatever reason. Now you're shaking the boat. Cool. Right. This sounds morbid, Michael, but it's good to survive for another year. $350. We've got the blurry train. All right then. The blurry train. I'll do safety systems the easy way. What side do you reckon the doors are on? Right hand side? Probably right hand side, I think. And New Street? Is it? No. Where are we? Looks kind of like New Street. Yeah, it's New Street. Yeah, I can tell. Glow in the dark benches. And that tells me which route it actually is, too. They are so shit. Is it blurry yet? No. It probably won't go blurry on the PC, in fairness. So where are we going? Walsall. Okay. Got a few places to go. Quiet vigilance. Oh, what else do we need to do on this thing? We got a red signal right in front of us, so we should put the DRA on. We should probably turn on that. Should probably turn on some instrument lights. I think we're ready to go now. The doors may close up to 20 seconds before departure. Alright, now off we go to Duddeston. This has just got a PBC, doesn't it? Yes. Only one handle. Why for the brakes no releasey? What haven't I done? Oh, I know what I haven't done. Donkey. Signal went green. There we go. BCC. Yes. It's BCC because the benches aren't fixed. If it was... Oops, going a bit quick already. If it was the other route with New Street, the one that goes out to Crewe, the benches would be fixed. So we are running the new BCC timetable, which might be the community timetable, actually. I'm not sure if I ever took this out. Might be. Kelly says going as far as Aston. Vectron says part of the problem is not everything is black and white with procedures. There is some flexibility. That's kind of normal. Just let gravity slow us down as we come up out of the hole. Since we have a yellow in front of us. We're only a little one. Only a 4-car. Here comes one of the AIs that rockets in at 90 mile an hour and then goes... We're down to 15 now. Do you see a red just up there around the corner? How many times do you have to whack the button? Yep, there we go. Approach control's done its thing. And we will now take the curve to Duddeston. Real Lord Vectron says, my problems with my manager wants please explain for a lot of stuff, and I have 2 staff that just won't. It's been a problem for a few months. Joys. Yes. I sadly, when I woke up on Friday, started thinking about work going, why am I doing this? Why am I thinking about work? I don't want to think about work. It's always the DRA. Yes, when I remember to turn it on, I rarely remember to turn it off. It's one of those things, I guess. And I imagine it's a fairly common thing among players. I mean, some people are really good at it, and others are like me. Kelly says Richie may join when he's done his live. Oh, that'd be nice. Why is there a car there? It's pretty close to the tracks. Great mounds of people here at Duddeston. Do you know you can use that track in the disused platform where the plants are actually growing as we drive past? All stop. That should be about right. Good enough anyway, we're a short train. Oop. We're in the thing. Okay. Well, people are getting on. You can actually put a train on these tracks. And you can drive along them even though they're covered in ballast. And you can get all the way down to up here somewhere. All the way down here. It's just up here somewhere. It unceremoniously derails and launches into the universe. I think you get past that bridge. I think it's somewhere here. It just goes... But anyway. You know, if you want to have some fun, put trains on tracks that they're not supposed to be on. Because, you know, it's not as though the developers ever thought about you doing that, because they didn't have free roam when they built this. Wesley says the big yellow button on Subway Sim 2 is the horn. It is. Not that it would ever be too likely to actually hear a horn in Berlin or Hamburg. It's all right, AWS. It's only a double yellow. We've got another one to go yet. And this train stops pretty well, so I'm happy to speed up. Now we've got a single yellow. Deborah, hello. It's a bit like the Benina Linie. You can actually get all the way to St. Moritz on that train if you know how. And it's easy enough to do. Walk down the track at Ospizio where it ends. And when you get to the solid wall, the invisible wall, spawn a train and climb into the back of it. Well, actually, it's the front because you spawned it, but walk up the other end and sit down and drive the train, and you can drive it straight past the invisible wall. Apparently, we're supposed to stop there. There's a key for the DRA, but I can never remember what it is. The 350 is channeling its inner 385. Well, that's it for that service. There we go. Blettenham, and it was going to go to Wolverhampton. So if we're in the other route, we could have gone to Wolverhampton. That's okay. Back we go. Let's do another one. I'm quite convinced the designers of English trains, English electric commuter trains in particular, used to be archers in medieval times because they have that narrow slit that they used to fire through in castles. Because that's what the vision from a UK train usually reminds me of. Let's see what we get this time. Most of these last longer than that, so that was a short one. When I can't decide what to play, oh, it's that scenario. This never works. When I can't decide what to play, I often do quick 30s or quick 60s because it takes the decision out of your hands and you just go, right, I'll do that then. Because, you know, sometimes you have decision paralysis where you're not sure what you want to play. See that chick just pushed me out of the way then? Let's just push her on the tracks. Oof. Oh, she's pretty solid. Can't move her. Just oblivious to the world. It's alright, we'll kick her off the train. Because we're gooard. Last time I played this, I think I fell out of the train somewhere. I was just walking down the train, I just fell out. Shed. Shed. It's probably not that one. Move to the rear cab. I think we're in here. Did I not pass one of those things? No? Alright. Stand on the platform. Why would we wait? Why don't we just go? Let's just go. No, we're gonna wait. It's gonna make us wait. Hi. Get on. Get on. No. Alright then. Is there a door closed on this side? Whoop. Anyone? 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 Right. No one behind? Good. Ooh, I forgot they did that. We did that on the real version. Yeah, it's fine. Was there someone else back there? No. This was the original version of guard mode, which was a prototype. Mank pick, sure. I like this version because the final version of it actually listed out the stations you were going to. You didn't have to know the route to get it to work. Guide bridge meant pick. No, get off my train, bald nut. You don't belong here. We'll issue you £100 fine. G'day. Yep, you're all good, mate. You're all good. Yeah, I think we've done them all. Well, mate, I feel very short here. Hey, that you're very tall. This seat's a bit little. Vectron says, not a big fan of the narrow window view, like to see everything. Yes, so this one's not so bad. I quite like the 101 as well, because you get to see everything. Rishi is calling his stream. Cool. Kelly, there is a preview stream of the Class 805. There is actually. Yes. There is indeed, with all aboard. Rail says, why do you wish Amtrak dead? I don't. I'm just surprised that they haven't been killed. Town Roma says, hopefully they fix the colour of the cab on the 805. It's one of the things that's always bugged me in this game. Other than that, the sounds, they're my favourite trains in the game. .323s are brilliant behind the TPE 105 at 185. Sorry. What colour should they be? Town Roma. Hello, Flying Southerner, Mr. Cucumber, and British Rail fan. Hello, hello. All these people turning up because Richie's done. I better go back down the back so I can run the doors, hey? Because if I don't, I'm going to be stuck. Oop. Matt, Pato, you finished in there? Hello, KR Rail fan. We have the on guard scenario. I think I'm supposed to stand there, you reckon? Huh. Guards always stock up newspapers, don't they? And do they plant flowers? Well, yes, they do. Clearly. What else can I do on this platform while I wait? Oh, there's a route map. It's Captain Picard. Get a haircut, mate. Tickets, please. Just shut that. Tickets, please. No, not you. You. G'day. Ardwick. All right. That sounds like an owl in Harry Potter, Ardwick. What's wrong with your head? I think there's two people in that chair, isn't there? Gorton. Nah, get off, mate. There's two people there, isn't there? I'm sure of it. Yeah, there is. There's two people there. Oh, that's hilarious. It's so funny. Look, the hairline matches up. Train Seymour passengers, you suck. Gorton to Ashbury. No, oh, come on, mate. Come on. £100 for... Oh, there's two in there again. See, not only have they got the wrong ticket, they're trying to get two people on one ticket. What is going on? What is going on there? Eh? And another one. Oh, yeah? You're fine, mate. Apart from the fact there's two of you. And again. Nah, mate, get off. I don't know which one of you has to get off, but one of you does. Uh-oh. I've only got moments to get this last ticket. Oh, it's you, Nude Nut. Captain Picard. Oh, you should have got a proper ticket, mate. That's £100 for you. All right, let's race up the other end again so we can open the doors, since we're stopping. Hey, Matt, you finished in there yet? No. I actually know a real lifeguard. He's a cool person. That side, that side. Oh, you meant to do that one first, don't you? I think it is Glossop Line, yeah. The 323. Kelly says you can guard the 323s on Manchester Commuter and BCC. Yes, you can. You can guard lots of things these days. Oh, isn't there someone on this platform you have to talk to? This guy. It'll tell me to talk to him after I shut the doors, I think. Yeah, you. Get away. Go on. Or is it him? No, it's this guy. Oi. Yeah. Yeah, see the line? There isn't one, see? There is no line. It's like the Matrix. There is no line. There is no spoon. BRL fan likes the 323. Kelly Hall says, oh, we talked about that one. Michael says that's just creepy. Yep. Certainly is. Do you know what happens if you close the cab door and you're outside? You're stuffed. Matt. Alright. Let's ticket these bastards. The original prototype for this was on a different line. Nah. Nah. £100. Yeah, all right. Welcome aboard. Okay. Can you two, like, do that somewhere else? There's a toilet. It's got Matt Peddleston in it. You'll have to get him out, but that's okay. I'm stuck in the roof. Oh, yeah? You're fine, mate. But I think you missed your stop, didn't you? Weren't you at the last stop? Wasn't that Ashbury's? I'm pretty sure the last stop was Ashbury's. So no, you'll have to get off. Haven't we finished? I'm sure we finished. Back down the back. Knock, 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 knock. Matt! He never comes out of the toilet. Every train he's in the toilet. Wouldn't it be cool if you could stick your head out? But no. Oh, must be this side. Jeez. Door open. Woot map. Woot woot. Hello, Richie. Your minions have arrived. Well, 3 of them anyway. How are things going now that you've escaped SCR? We're playing quick 30s. And we've dropped into that weird guard scenario on the Glossop Light. The one that was the thing. Come on, close. The prototype. A guarding we will go. Shut the door so you don't go in there. You know, I know what you're thinking. Little Miss Hats on backwards. Hey, Matt, you still in the dunny? People need to go, mate. That'd be you, eh? Yeah, you just missed it. You just got on at that station. I'll let you have your ticket anyway, but, you know, and there's 2 of you there again. What's going on? It's like Twilight Zone. No, there's only one of her. There's something wrong there. Yeah, you're fine, mate. But you've missed your stop. Because you stopped, you know, you just got on there. Wally? Yeah, you're alright. You're alright, mate. Alright. Having another Guard moment. Probably not meant to leave that open. It'll be this side, won't it? I think. Or that side. This side? I'd stick my head out and have a look, but I can't. Fun. Fun, fun, fun. Congratulations on... I think if you reach 7k, I think you're close, aren't you? British Rail fan says have a bit of a dumb request, but can you do a bit of... suspense? A funny moments compilation. Well, I don't actually record my streams. I mean, they're on YouTube. It's a big station. Manchester Piccadilly. I do make shorts out of them sometimes. Get off me train. Oi. Get off. God, you people are so dumb. Bill and Ben, the flower pot men with weed. And if you don't know who that is, you're not Australian. Lock the doors and make sure all the passengers have departed. Fail. Not to really need to buzz for that one. Well, you're trapped now, aren't you? Yeah. Check there are no passengers on board. Yep. I don't see any passengers at all. Can't see one. Nothing. No one. No one. Definitely not. Folks are dumb where I come from. Back to the rear cab then. Hey, Matt. We're at Manchester, mate. You got to finish. Leave the train. No point closing that door because there's no passengers there. None at all. Bye. You're going to go to the stabling now. I hope you don't mind. We'll just leave you there till tomorrow, yeah? You'll be okay? If you can get made out of the toilet, you can use that. There's a bit of water in there. Today, we're going to stand around and do nothing. Okay. Leave the station. Oh, wait, there's an invisible wall. I can't do it. No, I can't get out. So, let's see how you did. British Rail says you can download them and snip them up, I think. Yes, I know I can download them. Do you have any idea how much work that would be? They're bloody terabytes. Yeah. I'd have to find all the funny moments. Send me clips. Tell you what, send me clips. All right, next quick 30. Oh, it's 6K he's almost at. Let's have a look. Oh, yeah, 5.93. So what have you got left to go? A few. If you're not subscribed to Richie, go subscribe to Richie. Good plan. He'll get there, Wesley. The Hadfield line is good, but we don't know where we're going to get. We just get something. Flying something that says, have you been to the circus at Piccadilly? I have been to Piccadilly Circus, yes. Unfortunately, no elephants, but there is a Hard Rock Cafe. Do you know what else there is? There's an Australia building. Train sim box not world. Yeah, it's it, Gillzilla. Oh, look what we've got. We're on West Somerset. Gronk. Wow. Oh, look, the signal went off. I haven't done WSR for a little while. Let's turn that off. Last time I did WSR was to show my missus because I want to take her on the WSR because I think she'd like it. It's one of the few heritage railways that I think she'd actually enjoy. So I'm only taking her on 2. Because, you know, I've got to be a little bit picky. I think we've done that. Is there no lever? There is. bloody locked everything, hasn't it? Because it's a scenario. Do you want me to increase the brakes more, throttle more than that? Now, there's not a lot of point turning on AWS, but, you know, because it hasn't got it anyway. Richie is doing fantastic. He is indeed. Do you have the Max Trax Leeds Northwest route for TS Classic? I don't know. Let me look while this is wandering its way out. Let's have a quick look. TS Classic. Leeds, you reckon? It's not a Steam one, I take it. I have to buy it from somewhere else, so no, I probably haven't got it. British Rail fan says, why not 52? Because 52 mini zeros Hellfire. Zilla says, I had a lot of fun with Simra multiplayer. That's cool. Game is becoming pretty solid. It's had a few updates. For me, I still get blurry textures and stuff with it, which is why I don't stream it, because it only happens when I stream it. It doesn't happen when I play normally, but I can't say I actually play it all that much. So the only thing I don't like about WSR is the extreme high speeds. I just don't quite know how I'm going to handle it. British Rail fan says that's a decillion. Okay. This is a very sad horn, wasn't it? Woo! Little tiny growl from the locomotive there. Richie says, I have returned. Yes, doing well, but Shan's just been causing a scene playing FNAF. Well, why not? Wesley says, you and Richie want northern DMUs. Full beans for that brief moment that you actually can. One of the things I learnt on my Class 20 drive was to go back to the on position and not go to off straight away until the amps have dropped. Now it's safe. Thinking of my Class 20 drive. Let me just cover up my real name. This turned up in the post. It's hard to... There you go. From Swanage. For my, my Class 20 drive. Ooh, Lego tree. Just shove that there. Pretend that's where it belongs. It was quite insightful having an actual Lego master at my place yesterday, because for those of you who weren't here at the start of the stream, I have... in my club, the VRLGM, we're exhibiting at Brickvention, which is Melbourne's adult Lego convention, and it starts on Thursday actually, and I had sent my photos in of my module to the club, and this guy's gone, yeah, nah, that's going to be next to mine, and mine's too good and yours isn't, so I'm going to come around and help you. So in about 4 hours, we rebuilt it. And it was quite interesting to watch the way he works, because it's quite different to what I do. And some of the ways he uses bricks I never would have thought of. There's pictures in my Discord in the model trains. The Teesside Train Watcher, hello. Richie says, I got really confused by the Lego Master stuff. There's people who are reviewed and certified by Lego. So if you go to a Lego shop, it's their local Lego Master that's made those models that you see in the shop. They're generally fairly clever people. Syke says, just popping in to say hi. Hi, Syke. KRL fan says, what's your favourite American route? Probably the original Boston, I think. Quite like that one. I think if I was going for freight routes, probably Cajon Pass. Mainly because it is quite challenging. I do like Clinchfield. I like the way Clinchfield looks. Peppy, hello. How are you? This loco couldn't be working this hard to move itself up a 0.8% gradient. It really couldn't when it's just it. Because I don't know if you've seen how long our train is. Tree Sim World. There it is. That's our long train. Oh, now we're going too fast. It's alright, gravity will fix it. Wesley likes Morristown. Richie made Teesside Train Watcher happy. Richie likes Harlem. That's an underappreciated gem. True, actually. Harlem's pretty decent. KRL fan says your favourite is Boston to Providence. That's the original Boston, so yeah. Finally out of the flu, Kepepi. That's excellent news. So last time my very cold coffee. It's actually interesting, Richie, because while I was streaming, I was actually watching you on my phone. Vectron can't decide between Southeastern High Speed, East Coast Mainline or West Coast Mainline SHAP. And Riviera would be another one. I think British routes, for scenic value, I think Riviera has probably got them beat. But I think my favourite is probably still the London commuter, the Brighton Main Line, because it's just so busy. I was quite impressed with that in real life too. As a rail fan, you can just go and stand by the tracks and you get 50, 60 trains, just so many of them. Wesley says, what is everyone's favourite West Coast Main Line route? Mine is Wolverhampton and Crewe. Richie says, yay, extra views, legend. Well, one. Kelly says, Riviera is stunning. Yeah, I think Rivet done an outstanding job on that. And there aren't any chewed off trees. Me think it amazing. Richie says Birmingham Crew by far. Real Lord Vectron, Riviera between Newton Abbot and Plymouth has a lot of curves and grades. Reminds me of the bush tracks lit around my area. It's a single line. I can believe it was my local. Well, Melbourne Train Guy's been running a lot of V-line stuff in this game lately. I need to get onto him and find out where he's been getting that from. Reminds me I'm going to talk to him about next week too. Because Melbourne Train Guy is actually going to be on the Right Way, Wrong Way Railway podcast coming up. In fact, so is Alex, the Lego guy, who was here yesterday. Because he is also a heritage train driver. So we chatted away for about 4 hours, and I will condense that into less than one. Camera died a couple of times during that as well, so won't have all of it. But got it all recorded on the Beast over here, my new podcast Beast. So hopefully the audio's better than usual, because that was the point of spending $650, was to get better audio for the podcast. The main difference it has is it records everybody on a unique track. So this thing does take a lot of time to power up. Wesley says also Birmingham crew. Kelly says also Birmingham crew. Cab Pepe says I like all the West Coast mainline routes, but always come back to Riviera and Fife. I actually played Fife on a quick 30 the other day to make a members video, and it was actually quite cool. I always forget how big that bloody bridge is. Real Lord Vectron says MBTGs on consoles would be Creators Club. That's true. It can't be anything else, can it? They're very good for Creators Club. KRL fan says mine's Preston to Carlisle. Oh, yeah? I find that one is challenging when you're not running the locos that come with it. So if you run something else, it can be a bit of a challenge on the hill. But apart from the bit from the bottom of the hill up to Shap and over, it's, for me, that route's just a little bit long-winded. Because I like a busier thing to do. So this one's okay, because I have to keep adjusting this loco. So even though it's a slow run, I'm doing stuff all the time, because it speeds porpoising. Real Lord Vectron says, Shap is your favourite West Coast mainline section because you love the 86 and 87. Fair enough. They are quite fun to drive. Imagine those on a commuter railway. That'd be a nightmare. That'd be almost as bad as steam. KR Rail fan Preston Carlisle. Wesley says there's going to be so many services on West Coast Mainline South when the 805 Eviro comes out. I have to see how those go. I'm wondering for the services that don't work. I think it's on Manchester. There's some 800 or 800 XX services that don't work. I'm wondering if they're the 805. So we'll see in a few days. Rail says I'm going to get out and do some rail fanning before your trip. That sounds like a good plan. Try not to die, Rails. It's a unstable part of the world. Wesley says the 86 and 87 layout onto Birmingham and Crewe. They do. Rail says there's a sound mod for the 86 and 87. Not that I understand why you need one. Because to me, they actually sound quite good. As we grossly overspeed. But that's okay. So have a safe trip, Rails. We shall see you on the other side, hopefully. The best we're going to get for a gratuitous bridge shot. I don't think there are any whoppers on the on here. I'll get this balance right eventually. Kelly says there's a sound mod for the WMR, which is West Midlands Railway, and the cross-country 170s. Cross-country themselves need a mod. If you're wondering where, that's not what I wanted. If you're wondering where all these mods come from, if you're new to the game and you're playing on PC, they come from mostly from there. Although you will find some on Mods Nexus, so I'll get you that link as well. I thought they had a page for it. I was sure there was a TSW page on Mod Nexus. No, there is. Definitely is. Okay. There you go. Some of them come from here. Of course, we slowed that down so we can have some thrash. See you later, Capepe. Rail says it'd be 11:30 PM on the first Saturday of my trip. Well, you can still watch. What else are you going to do? Apart from dodge bombs. The remaster of WSR came up quite nicely. Still uses the flowers that grow as you drive past. Of course, you realise what's happened there, don't you? There's the family house here. And this is the relative that dropped in for a little while but never leaves. Ooh, is that an AWS? Is there really an AWS magnet there? There is. Wow. Oh, that's because we're up this end. Oh, that's a bit too far away from the end. WSR does actually join the main line, but unfortunately, their trains don't go out to the main lines. You have to catch a bus to WSR. You can either take a bus to the Minehead end, or you can take a bus to the other end of it, whatever it is. Forgotten. My brain hurts. See you later, Capepe. You're going to sleep, Rails. Wesley says, what can we expect from the GW remaster in Train Sim World? Everything, of course. So roll through the station way too fast. Just before Bishop's Lydiard, that's the station. At Bishop's, just after Bishop's Lydiard, the track does actually continue out to the main line. But they don't run their trains out there, sadly. It'd be great if they did. Those points actually set for me? Oh, yes, they are. They hadn't resolved. So I think people have actually hyped themselves up on the Great Western Remaster, so I hope they're not disappointed. See you later, Wesley. Have a great one, mate. Thank you for joining in. Hope people are having fun. What are you playing? Doesn't have to be Train Sim World. Whatever floats your boat. Are you even a gamer? Are you watching someone play a game and you're not a gamer? That does happen. I watch a channel of a bloke who restores cars and drives them home, but I'm never likely to do that myself. Rails reckons he can fly back to Chicago O'Hare alone if you want. Well, you are an adult. He's just going to have to call the main office of United, which company we're flying with. Yeah. Yeah, she'll have to call United because, you know, you don't live in the land of digital. I usually fly Emirates because they're so easy to deal with. They're a little bit more expensive than some of the others. But when you want something from them, you just jump on the live chat and within 10 minutes, it's all sorted out. There's no waiting on the phone or anything like that. And on those rare occasions that they can't answer you straight away on the live chat, they come back to you quite promptly. It's just such good customer service. And that's, I have nothing to do with them, that's just as a customer. What do you think, cow's bum? It's a diesel. There we go. Photo mode. Cow's ass. Gotta do it. Gotta do it. Whee. Whee. Well, it's not going to get more focused than that because it's a blurry cow's bum. Come on, do it. There we go. Cow's bums on the WSR. Where's me train? Is it going too fast yet? It's about to be. Vectron is playing Ghost of Tsushima and bitching about the TCX on your Discord. Yes. It is a bit of a bugger to get it working, but once you get it working, it's quite good. Richie says, talking of flying to America, that's what you'll be doing soon. Yeah, hopefully your trip goes well and safely and you don't meet anybody from ICE. Rail says, at this point, I'm only going to be in Israel for 2 weeks, so I don't see why I wouldn't want to fly alone. But you are an adult. You can fly back. It's fine. I'll be flying to the UK. We're going to be visiting Scotland. Both of us actually have relatives in Scotland, but I don't know that we're going to visit them, to be honest. It's not as though they ever talk to us, so why would we bother? And it's funny that we both have relatives in Scotland. Given one's a Greek and one's an Aussie. Vectron says, my problem with TSCX, I'm seeing an increase in posts online about people having issues. TSCX offers virtually zero support on it. Yeah, they don't support the software. I think they probably should. Because it shouldn't fall to Cobra to support those people. And it often ends up with people like me. I do help quite a lot of people, so feel free to tell them they should support it. Mind you, that in reality, they are only making a box full of joysticks, so... Gratuitous bridge shot, completely by accident. Honest. Lord Vectron says users, not sewers. Well, users can become sewers. They get upset enough. It certainly does take some persistence to get the thing to actually work. And we're lucky that Cobra's software is around, because if it wasn't, you wouldn't be able to use it with TSC or TSW. Real Lord Vectron says, not throwing shade at the user on Discord, but you really did go on above and beyond to help him. But isn't the community's responsibility when you're buying $400 hardware? No, I agree with you. They should certainly provide better end user support, I think. It's interesting that they pre-sale, they're very chatty. Post-sale? Nah. Yep. And if you contrast that by the guy who makes TS controllers, he is very, very active at supporting people. Psych. Real Life Vectron likes the TS controllers guy. He's good. He seems to be a pretty good human. So, got plenty of time for him. I'm debating whether I get anything. Real Lord Vectron, he added support for a modded loco yesterday in less than an hour for one of his customers. That's pretty good. I'm just assuming SW stands for sound whistle. Vectron says, I've asked him a billion questions over the last few weeks and he's answered all and given some good insight to his future plans. Helped shape your purchase. That's cool. I should actually get onto the bloke because I should probably get into his build calendar if I am going to buy something. Because it seems necessary, because I want to pick him up when I'm actually in the UK to bring it home, or get it delivered to someone in the UK and I'll pick it up from them, one or the other. I will be seeing quite a few people that I know while I'm over there, so plenty of opportunities for that. There's quite a few people who would be quite happy to take a package for me. You can get it delivered to your hotels too, but that's always a little bit chancy, because if it's delivered any more than 2 or 3 days before your stay, chances of them actually having it when you get there are pretty close to zero. Rail says, thank God my dad's able to catch me to MDN 2608 for his haircut, or I'd be frustrated. Haven't you got a driver's license, Rails? If you don't, you should probably work on that. Because, you know, US is not that public transport friendly. You kind of need to drive there. Real Lord Vectron said he clarified flexi levers currently don't support single stick locos. He'd need the PBC Pro, but he's looking at adding software support flexi lever for single stick. Yeah, I would hope so. You'd be a bit sad otherwise. Does this thing have a phone in it? It does. Can we use it? No. Do it the hard way. Stop, close, clone down only a couple of coaches, but I haven't gotten permission yet. Well, that's wrong. Okay, that should not come off. That one should, the calling on signal, because we're going into an occupied road. So that's the problem with having someone that doesn't know semaphore signaling working on game activities. Good to see the people walking across the crossing too. I keep waiting for one of those idiots to just walk right out in front of me. Vectron says favourite loco is now the 802 and the Pendo, but getting the flexi levers for the HST and the Class 90 also works with the 86 and 87. That's cool. Hopefully they'll get them working for everything. Perfect. No, just couple them. There we go. Can I have steppies? Thank you. Door. Thank you. Yeah, where do we have to go? Over the other side. It's Harry Potter. With boobs. We have to go up there. Righto then. Ooh. Who knew? Clearly not me. God, look at that. It didn't penalise me for speeding anywhere. Clearly no one cares. All right. Main menu again. Rails says, I have a permit. Let's just say we're working on finding a good insurance company. PC format 2905, while a better direct for Train Simulator Classic. TSC uses DirectX 12, I think. Uses the current one. It's either 12 or 11. I think 12, though, by default. What you can do if you want to make TSC look better, it's coming home. We've picked up another scenario. Hello, Sir Winston. Let's, so we picked up another scenario. If you want to make TSC look better, I run this thing. And don't bother with the expensive version. Cheap version's perfectly good, works well. That way. I guess we got off the train. I guess that's what's meant to be happening here. Excuse me. Going down. There it is. Look what we got. You really going to stop up there? You're going to make me walk? Little 313. We're going to Brighton. Don't know what we're going to be doing, though. All right, train's here. Now what? Are there more markers to follow? I don't see any. That's the biggest security camera ever. It's like this big. Excuse me. Sit in the driver's seat. Very good. I can't think of the last time I picked up a 313. Of course, it's a scenario, so I don't have to worry about remembering how to drive the train because it's fine. So you have headlights and marker lights. Okay, that's probably what we want then. Let's have a look. Can we look at the front? Yeah, it'll do fine. What else do we need? We want whatever safety systems it's got. And do we want to release the train brakes, apparently, and get out of here? Good. What's this thing horn sound like? Like that. Green signal? Good to go. Only allowed to do 10. Boring. Real Lord Vectron says, is it possible railways have their own signalling? New South Wales and Victoria are same and different. Oh, very much so. No, they're similar enough to confuse you. But there is a national standard for RTC that is usually used on the lines that cross states. These headlights are really pox. They're worse than usual. But that's okay. Always amuses me that the headlights are often decent outside the train, but when you're sitting in the cab, they're befuddling. All right, full bananas, let's go. Oop, bit of wheel slip there. Let's have a bit of sand then. Off we go to Farmer. Rail says, don't get me wrong, I want to get my license, but I want to go to the auto show in Chicago first, see what my options are, owning a personal vehicle instead of sharing a used one. That'd be very expensive, Sunshine. Very expensive. You don't need to wait for an auto show to do that. You just go wander around a few car dealers. I would recommend for your first car that you get a shitbox. Because you will not look after your first car. You will thrash the crap out of it. And you will probably run into someone. So having a shitbox is worthwhile. It's very, very dark. It got darker in the tunnel. How does it get darker in a tunnel at night time? Unless we've got a gigantic moon. No gigantic moon, so why did it get darker in the tunnel? Who knows? Vectron says that's his long-term, said I'm happy to help test Vectron and the ICE if he wants to support those. Vectron with the throttle dynamic sounds like it won't current work. ICE should work. Sir Winston says Brighton... Well, that's not very nice, Sir Winston. Rail says his mum's Cadillac is dog shit. Richie says I agree with having a shitbox. Yeah, you always want your first car to be a shitbox. It's very important, because you'll always kill your first car. Everybody does. So you buy something cheap and nasty that barely makes it through whatever the legal requirements are for roadworthiness, and go from there. Real Lord Vectron, 100%, wrote my car off in 3 weeks. Funnily enough, so did I. And my second car was a shitbox too, but it lasted much longer. My first car, I was driving to work, and I had a lady in a rent-a-car that did not believe in stop signs. So when she appeared at the stop sign, she just went straight through it and T-boned me and wrote off my car. It was not my fault at all. The police had to get involved because she was quite nasty. And it's a good thing the police got involved because I actually had to sue the rent-a-car company to get money. And I think my car was worth about $2,000, and I think I won about 25 grand in the court case and spent 23 grand on the lawyer. So I ended up with 2. Real Lord Vectron says second car I had for 6 years and replaced with my current that I've had for 12 years. Now, I actually lease a car these days, so every few years I get a new car. Because I don't own it. Richie says I've had my shitbox for 5 years. It must be alright. You've got little Fiat, don't you? Oh, by the way, she's in for the shambles. Not so much the train museum, but in for the shambles. But she doesn't want to go on her own. She wants us to go as 4. Harry Potter it is. I'll buy her a wand. Vectron says, first was my fault. Mitsubishi Lancer that was hotted up. I thought it was a rally car driver. Turns out I was not. I should probably stop here. Maybe. Will we stop here? Whee! I'm beginning to wonder if we're stopping here. I don't think we are. Nah, we're not. Ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to move to the rear guard's compartment, I'm sure the guard will supervise you getting off the train. Oh, well. Muscle comb, off we go. Vectron says it was a huge wake-up call. Yeah, a friend of mine used to own a very hotted-up Honda, little hot hatch thing, and I drove it one day, and I had the impression that it would just turn upside down one day. It's like it gripped the road so well that one day it would just let go and turn upside down. And about 3 days later, it's exactly what happened to him. He made the turn onto a freeway and gunned it and ended up upside down at the bottom of the ramp. Oh well. Rail says, I'd prefer a Chrysler Pacifica as a vehicle I can use for rail fanning, but a Dodge Challenger so I can drive as fast as the Acela Express. Unless you've got a lot of money, I don't think you should be getting a Dodge Challenger, and I certainly wouldn't get one as your first car, because that is too much power for someone that doesn't know how to drive to handle. And you'll tell me that you know how to drive. I'm telling you that for the first 3 or 4 years, you do not. Mate of mine's got a Shelby Cobra. I have driven that thing. It is amazing, but man, you got to be light on the foot, light on that right foot. Real Vectron says next car was an old XG Ute that you loved. Planned to start a family, so bought a Falcon G6E, and the Ute was redundant. Selling it had been one of my biggest regrets. I had a Navara that used to blow smoke everywhere, but I liked it. Let's see if we stop this time, eh? We'll overreact and stop early. So we could probably do Shambles and then go to the Rail Museum or something like that, Richie. Because that way we can go to Shambles in the morning before it gets too hot. Because it'll be cool in the Railway Museum. Because it will be a hot time of year. August is the time. Look at this. Look at me stopping at a station. Whoa. Never happens. All right, we'll pretend the stop marker's next to us, and that'll be fine. Musclecombe. Or is it Mooslecombe? Moolescombe? Musclecombe. Surely it's Musclecombe. Surely. BI1111Y said hi. Hi. Real Lord Vectron said Farmerworth. Yeah, pretty much. Shambles sounds good. Rail Vectron says, listen to that advice. Rails have been driving for 20 years and no one can handle the power. My friend's pickup trick is ass. A pickup can actually be a, well, we call them utes in Australia, but they can actually be a useful vehicle for a young person, for the simple reason that is, unless you get a crew cab, you can only carry one friend. Less chance of you being influenced into doing something stupid. Because friends are very, very good at influencing young mates into doing something stupid and then not taking any responsibility for it when the cops show up. Wait until 22:43. What about if we just move really slowly? Or not. Did the doors not close? No, they did. Oh, it's a scenario. It's going to force me to wait, isn't it? Yep. Or not. It's not releasing the brakes. Is it unhappy? I don't know. That's a weird thing for it to do. Richie says, that sounds good. I shall speak to the master. Yes, good plan. Consultation. Probably took me 30 years to learn that consultation was a good thing to do. Vectron says, peer pressure is the biggest killer of young males. Yes, very much so. Very, very much so. I do remember nights of doing things like driving down the freeway at like 200 kilometers an hour, weaving in and out of the traffic. in an old shitbox. And I think it's pretty horrific. And then I think my Munchkin's got one of the most powerful electric cars you can buy. But his enthusiasm is different to mine. His enthusiasm is using the least electrons he possibly can. Mine would be seeing how much of the tyres I can leave on the road at one intersection. This is different focus. So for him, having the ultra-powerful vehicle's fine, because he has no interest in using that power. And modern traction control is generally so good that you don't get in trouble even in the wet. You're stopping yourself, aren't you? It stopped itself. But why? I think AWS doesn't make any noise. But we don't have a brake demand light on. See? AWS isn't making any noise. That's what the problem is. Isn't that interesting? It's a short train. That'll do. So what I'm going to have to do is keep an eye out for magnets and whack the AWS button. Vectron says, same here. Been here, done that. Yep. Rail says, I usually go 5 to 10 mile beyond the speed limit, even if I drive on the highway. See? See? There's your problem. There's your problem right there. That is what young males do. Some young females do it too, but it's much more common in young males doing the dumb. Vectron says, but I'm alive. I can't say the same for some of those I went to school with. Yeah, true. Yeah, so have I. I have had one mate take out a couple of other mates, and he in turn took himself out later because he couldn't handle that he'd done that. Very sad. Just pretend there's a guard. Some trains shit themselves if you press the bell button for as a driver. Brighton, next stop. Sunny Brighton. Where's the bridge? There's the bridge. Will it be worth a shot? Probably. Gratuitous bridge shot coming up? Definitely. There. And AWS made a noise that time. You notice that? Let's blur the lights behind the train, if we can. Doesn't look like we can. Well, fine then. Oh, no, it has now. Done. Platform 7. Actually, it's funny that you mentioned you drive 5Ks below. There's a mate of mine who lives in Indiana, and he has a philosophy that if he drives 5 miles under the speed limit, he's nearly always got a clear road in front of him. He doesn't have to wait for anybody. Doesn't have to worry about traffic jams. The fact that he's causing one doesn't bother him at all. Real Lord Vectron says, true, responsible for your safety, save your passengers and those around you. It is indeed. See, look, AWS is stopping me again. Oh, actually, maybe it's the DSD. Maybe it's not AWS. But anyway, we are going to release. Yeah, maybe it's the DSD that's not making noise. That would make sense. We're going to go down to the end of the platform like we should. So there. Speeding excessively, I'd say, Vectron, is I don't care about the safety of anyone. Rail says it's legal to drive a bit above the speed limit. No, it's not. Definitely not. Absolutely, definitely not. You try that in LA, you'll end up face down on the ground with a cop's knee in your back. Try it in San Francisco. No one cares. It's quite normal to do 80 mile an hour on the freeway in San Fran in the Bay Area. But Southern California, you will be arrested. Ask me how I know. The guy let me go when he saw I had an Australian license. But if I'd had an American one, we'll move it into the Lovers Walk depot, which probably means we have to change ends, I suppose. Do you think they're all getting off? What do you reckon? Let's have a look. Did they get off? No. There's still some in there. TSW passengers. Master, move the master key. Ah, that's everything we have to do in here, I think. Window. You watch some of these people get in. They probably will. Forgot I had the old box. That is correct, Vectron. It means it's unenforced, not legal. Richie says it's bad I don't hit the limits. I don't fancy tickets. You can drive at the limit. Off we go with our train full of passengers that are going to have a quiet and relaxing night at Lovers Walk in each other's arms to try and keep warm so they don't freeze to death. Seems fair to me. Vectron says, not at all, Richie, as long as you're not holding everyone up and causing issues, go at your own pace. It's a limit, not a requirement. Or else they'll just plead the fifth. You know, if you plead the fifth, that doesn't mean they don't ticket you or summons you. It just means you won't talk about it. And you shouldn't talk about it in America. The only thing you should do with a copper in America is be very polite to them. Be polite, be friendly, be quiet. But you don't have to incriminate yourself. It's the same here. When a cop pulls you over here and they go, do you know how fast you were going? You go, yes. And they go, how fast are you going? I'm not required to tell you that. And then they go, identify yourself. And you do. You just do. You just hand over your stuff. There we go. There's DSD pummeling us again because it doesn't work. Good. Oh, actually, you know, I remember reporting this. I raised a bug on this DSD not working. That's sad. I'll report it again, but clearly no one cares. Richie Rail says 10% below the speed limit. I usually go to about 3% over myself because that's... I drive by my GPS, not by the car speedo. Because the car speedo, not quite right. They often aren't. But you can't assume they're under. They're often under, but some of them are over. You can be a bit careful. Real Vectron says they can ruin your day a lot better than you can ruin theirs. Oh, absolutely. Yes. In Australia, if a cop thinks a crime is in progress, they can actually get you out of your car and search you. They can't search your car, but they can search you. So if they want to, you just kind of let them. It's the same as when if you get pulled over, you just, first thing you start with is, "G'day, mate. How you doing?" Don't be a belligerent ass. Because you're a belligerent ass, they'll be a belligerent ass back. Whereas if you're friendly, if they're on the edge of giving you a warning or giving you a ticket, they might just teeter back and give you a warning. If you're not friendly, off to court you go. So always be friendly to coppers. Especially in a country where they might actually shoot you. Vectron says, I got pulled over once in an RBT setup. They were full, so they waved me straight out. 20 years, that's been my only run with police. I used to get stopped for RBTs all the time because they used to set up on one of the roads near my house. And I'd pull in and they'd go, "We know you." And I go, "Yep, I live over there." And they go, "Blow into the bag, mate." And you go, "Righto." Sometimes I'd go back out again just to see if they'd pull me in again because it was fun. And they just look at you and go, "Come on." Rail says that's violating the Fourth Amendment. The Fourth Amendment does not apply outside the United States, sunshine. There we go. Park it up there with its passengers. And that should be it, I think, unless we're going to be putting it to somewhere else. Oi. No, everyone off. That way. Good. Remove the master key. Probably wants me to go up the other end now. Yep. Good-o. Can I not close this door? I managed to open that one. Where's this door? There it is. Ah, stuck. Okay, let's do this. Whee, that worked. So, what are you guys going to do for the night here in Lover's Walk, huh? I hope you brought lots of things to keep you busy, because you're going to have a pretty boring night sitting here in a train when I lock you all in. Because, you know, you're not meant to be here. G'day? Yeah, you confused. Yeah, you look confused. You missed your station. It's back there. No, I can't take you back. No, sorry, you got to stay here all night now. Just lock each door as we go. You look confused. Definitely. Nice that you got matching hair and pants, though. That's good, because, you know, the curtains don't always match the drapes. Or the carpet. Messed that joke up. That's okay. G'day, Mum, we're back. We have the greens for the shunting signals. Hey, Right Away Productions. Real-world Vectron says our police won't pull a gun on you because of the colour of your skin or other trait. Probably. If you're a knob, they might. But yeah, it's more about you being a knob than anything. Richie says, talking about the shitbox chat, did I ever tell you that someone once shot my windshield? Goes to prove you need a car that's cheap to fix. Shot your windshield in the UK. That is amazing. Kind of sad, but amazing. I always like watching the UK police shows because they go, come on, get out of the car, mate. And he goes, oh, well, right then. And they go, yeah, we got you on suspicion of theft. And he goes, no, I didn't do it. What's all that then? No, it's not mine. That's my friend's. Yep. I hope these are going into the right sidings. Yeah, it looks like it. How many times have you driven a service into what you thought was the right siding? Bloody DSD. That's really terrible. I'm going to type that in their Discord right now before I forget. Uh, 313 does not sound DSD alarm and stops you because you don't acknowledge the alarm you cannot hear. Good. Right. Done. Now I don't have power. There we go. Rail says my teacher forgot to get off her train at the end of the line. A conductor eventually located her once the train was already in the yard. Bummer. Vectron says, I love on West Coast Mainline South doing a late evening depot drop-off in the Pendo. The whole yard would fill with Pendos and passengers. Some real eldritch horror vibes. Oh, it's awesome, isn't it? I actually hope they never fix it, to be honest, because there's just so many jokes for someone like me. And if the passengers didn't do it, it would be really sad. There you go. That should be it. Yep. Blood. Look, I behaved myself, all except that one little spot there. I'll end there. Oh, that's pretty good. Next. Richie says it was an air rifle. Real Vectron says a lover's walk. I wonder what the kids do there. That would be the noise. My little voice thing probably filtered that out. Right away says, how are we all then? I am well. Sorry you've missed the last few streams. That's all right. These things are not mandatory. You come when you feel like it, if you feel like it. And you're absolutely welcome to come along. Hopefully we won't get something in the dark this time. Rail says the UK banned firearms. So is Australia, but there's still plenty around and they're not very hard to get. Returning home, a 323. Nice. I keep thinking I'll end up with the bloody Expert 101 or something, but nah, this is fine. Now that the style line has been reopened, you'll be driving an empty stock service to Longsite Depot. Good-o. Where's my tea? Wee. Wee. This one? No, this one. They say walk to the train in front of you, but there's two. Oh, this is a scenario as well. Why do we keep getting scenarios? Never services. That's all right. Master key there. bingle bongle. Get yourself some nighthead. Okay. Turn off the tail lights. That's that one, isn't it? Yep. Manchester Piccadilly, platform 6. Guess we're not taking any passengers on this run. Full beans. Good headlights. What is it with getting scenarios and nighttime ones today? Well, I know it's random and all, but this is a bit silly. Better by myself. We have a feather up here. Rails says, be completely honest, he doesn't like the F-59 PHIs that Metro uses to keep breaking down. Amtrak literally put them all through their faces to the max. Well, they probably wore them out and then Metro bought them. Because Metro's too tight to buy new ones. Augustin, question, do you have all the DLC? I do. Which will have layers on the remaster. I've actually done a video on that. It's very hard to see anything here. That's okay, we're only driving to Manchester. Let me find a video that explains the layers for you. While we're driving to Manchester here. Gee, I've done a few videos, haven't I? Where is it? There it is. Copy link. There you go. There you go, Augustus. That will give you the list of layers. Right away says, could I do a humble brag? I went to Germany today, saw some ICEs and heavy snow. That's cool. Feel free to drop some pics on my Discord, and if you want me to show them here, I can. Figure out how, but I can. Shouldn't be too hard to do. Oops. Rails says there's one particular that Metro engineers are absolutely against operating. It's 90 Amtrak's 47. Chicagoans call her the shop queen. You don't like electronic bells, Rails. Sad. Alright, full bananas into the darkness. Very hard to see. Through the empty platform. Rainer, hello. So Rails, you like some e-bells and not others. Whooshka. Right away says pics coming up in the Discord. Let me wake up. Pop them in the IRL trains thing. I think there's an IRL trains thing, isn't there? Yeah, there is. Pop them in there. And I shall, in the meantime, add a window capture for Discord. Oh, it's already got a window capture for Discord. Okay. Now we've got Discord stream. Have we got Discord itself? Must have, clearly. Oops. Excuse me, mucking around in OBS at the moment so that I can show these ICE pics. OBS says I already have a source for Discord, but I can't see one. I've got Discord stream. Oh well, we'll do that anyway. So that should show that when it comes up. In theory. There we go. There's some ICE pics. If I click on these, let's jump into OBS again and turn that on. Yeah, that's a bit sad. Let's move it so you can actually see it. And let's go to Discord. That's not one we've got in the game, is it? Is that a 4? Nice. Snowy stuff. Very cool. Very cool indeed. Very cold, in fact. Rail says, I like bells that pair up well. Augustin says, yeah, I saw your video about GW. It's very helpful. I have many of the DLCs. I'm only missing the 3 Cargo Line, Southeastern High Speed, and the Flying Scotsman. That's cool. There is a PlayStation sale on right now if you're on PlayStation. I think the Xbox sale has just finished. The Steam winter sale might have just finished if you're looking at others, but if you're on PlayStation, definitely check out the PlayStation sale. Real Lord Vectron says that's an ICE4, not in the game. This is where a lot of Germans come in and go, we want the ICE4. Rails says BNSF has a ton of second generation diesels with grey and white bells. There you go. You really got it in for number 90, don't you, Rails? Vectron would like another Castle long route with the ICE4. Rishi says, good pics, Bovril. They are pretty good, and I'm glad you didn't freeze. You're freezing your euphemisms off. Excellent. Bit of a brass monkey weather. Actually, this is a good question. How international is the expression freezing the nuts off a brass monkey? Is this uniquely Australian or is this an international expression? I'm curious. What's... Okay. Right. I just realised something. I need to move my head. There we go. Because people watching on the shorts feed couldn't see me. Wouldn't want to miss out on this beauty. I think that thing was blurry. Does anybody else think that thing was blurry then? I think that thing was blurry. It's hard to tell in the dark, but, you know, I think it was blurry. Xbox sales on for another week. Thanks, Richie. No Steam sale, but might be around Valentine's. I think there will be around February, there's always a sale. Basically, if you want to know when the sales are on each platform, look at when they were last year, because they're nearly always at the same time in the next year. So if you just scroll back through when the sales were, you'll see them. Rail says nobody in Chicagoland likes 90. That's a generalism. We do say it in the UK. Augustine says, are you an ambassador for Dovetail Games? Does that answer your question? Well, that didn't work. Oh well. Yes. One of the many. Well, one of about 30 anyway. Ooh, that was a bit of a pause. The Pendolino caused some pausolino. Richie says, freezing my tits off. Yeah, we use that too. And I think in the UK, if something's gone bad, you go, it's gone melons up, and here we go, it's gone tits up. But no one really understands what that means. Bovril says, I've never quite heard the first bit. I do know of the brass monkey, though, albeit I'm not sure on the meaning. Well, I'll try the other one. Can I hand a man a grander spanner? It used to be an advertising slogan, but it came to mean cold, because, you know, you're going to adjust the nuts on the brass monkey. I am streaming to shorts as well, in theory. I believe I am. As we come rolling into Manchester Piccadilly across the gigantic arched thing that you can't see, which is a bummer, because it's actually quite nice. Augustine says, are you familiar with any routes that are in TSW? Real life? Yeah. Yeah, I've been on quite a few of them, UK ones. I was riding Birmingham Crew before it came out in the game. Double yellow. Friend of mine's a guard on Birmingham Crew. Nice person. Manchester Piccadilly. I have been here. A couple of times, actually. I spent almost a week in Manchester. Buggering around. How does that work then? You just tick a box and it does it. On the streaming setup screen. So you schedule the stream in advance and tick a box, and it just does it. It takes the middle slice. You can't move it. Oops. Naughty. Rolling into a dead end at 25 mile an hour. I've got a bit yellow again, haven't I? Must fix that white balance. It gets confused because the sun comes up in the window behind me and it changes the white balance because of all the blue in sunlight, but that makes me yellow from the lights over above my head. Did I have an opportunity to travel in a 43? Behind one? Yes. In one? No. I've been in the cabs of quite a few steam locos in the UK because steam loco cab people are generally really happy to let fellow steam loco cab people into their cabs. But diesel loco cab people are a breed unto themselves, and even if you are involved in diesels somewhere else, which I am steam and diesel, they don't tend to invite you into the cab in the same way that steam loco people often do invite you into the cab. So my diesel cab rides, the 20 where I drove, that was a paid driver experience at the Swanage Railway. Oops, not emergency. Turn the headlights off. Completely off, you reckon? How come the day headlights are so good and the night headlights are bad? Huh. Turn the tail lights on. No, that way. Master key? Sure. Sit in the other end of the train. Dun, 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 dun. Whee! I have to go all the way through the train. I leave all the doors open because we're a miscreant. Matt Paddleston? Matt Paddleston, are you in the toilet? God, gotta find it. It's like blind leading the blind. Tail lights? Aren't they here somewhere? Longsight TMD road at 12. Make sure all the junctions are set. Let's have a look then. Well, they're set for something, just not us. Now they're set for us. Sorry, people. No train for you. Not even you, Harry Potter. Rail says, I've never ridden in the cab of a steam loco. One day, mate. Augustine says, if possible, could you show how busy the timetable is on this route? I could, but we're doing quick 30s today. This one is fairly busy. This is airport commuter, Manchester airport commuter, so it is a fairly busy timetable. It will be busier when the 805 comes. I believe that's layering into this. Right away says steam cabs just like somebody did at the GCR and didn't tell me. Someone's in trouble. It's not me because I haven't been to the GCR. Actually, I should put the GCR on my list for this year because I'm going to take her on the WSR because I reckon she'll like it. Welsh Highland because there's a castle at the end and she wants to visit castles, so I'll get away with that one. Could potentially come in on the Festiniog that would be plausible. See you later, Vectron. Have a nice day. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for trying to convince a youngster that he's not immortal. Oh, it was Richie who got a cab ride and didn't tell Bovril. Ooh. Hope you recorded it. Well, Bovril says apology considered. That doesn't say apology accepted. That says considered. I think you're in trouble, Richie. Does that mean I should let you know if I'm coming to the GCR, Bov? But I should put on the list because I wanted to go last year and I couldn't make it happen. You just had a picture on the footplate. Oh. I like recording cab rides when the crew will let me. And then at the end of it I go, do you mind if I put that on YouTube? And some go yes, some go yeah, that's fine. Others go, oh, I'd rather not. There is usually a direct correlation between whether I can see the speedo and whether I get a yes or a no. Richie says it's been 18 months, he should be over it. Clearly not. Augustine says, I'm really looking forward to the release of the West Coast Main Line at Trent Valley because I'll be able to take a pretty long trip on the Pendolino from London to Crewe. Well, by swapping routes, yes. But not all at once. Hey, Holy Trucker, how are you? I am doing fine. We're running through quick 30s today to see how many trains I can drive. And we keep getting scenarios which just walk you through it, which is defeats the purpose. And we keep getting stuff at night, which is kind of sad, but, you know. It is what it is. Rail says, if I got a cab ride and a steam loco, it would be nice in the winter. They usually are quite nice in the winter. Usually not so nice in the summer. Our railway's not even running today because, you know, bushfires everywhere. So they've been closed since Thursday, I think. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Closed. Never mind. I'm working on Friday. Bob says, if you'd like, I'll be down if I'm not drowning in uni work. Yep. We can say hello. You should be drowning in uni work. It's the whole point of uni. It's to drown you. Bob says, I jest. Don't worry yourself. You know, saying that will make him worry more. There's a bit of clutter on the ground here. Good to see. So we come rolling in. Hopefully into the right track. Holy Trucker says, I'm an addict to just doing runs on Blackpool branches, Preston to Blackpool North. Awesome short runs. I do a few of these a night now. Yeah, why not? Are you doing the same ones or are you doing different ones each time? Did I set the points right? That is the question. So far, yes. Yeah, it looks like it. Rail says if I would get a cab ride to steam loco during the summer, I'd jump out of the cab into a pond. A big loco's not necessarily that much hotter. Bloody trains. The game wasn't in focus then, sadly. So all my button pushing didn't go anywhere. The controller's not magic. These things are just a keyboard. Richie Rail says, I'm not mad. Well, I'm not worried. Bov just can't get mad at people. Augustus says, well, guys, I have to go now because I'm going to have dinner. It's great to discover your channel. Check you out next broadcast. Yeah, cool, mate. Enjoy your dinner. Have fun. Hopefully it's something nice. This is excruciating. There's a Pendo hiding in the shed. Holy Trucker says, if Dovetail have no preview, can you do the timetable previews and mod previews? They are doing a preview on the 805 this week. It is coming up soon. Rail says it's only going to be excruciating if your pants were ablaze in the cab of a steamer. That does happen because you stand in one spot and when you move, your pants cook you. NH22103, good evening UK time. How are we all doing? I'm doing quite well. It's a Sunday morning here. It's 11:15 in the morning. We'll probably do one more of these today. This one's about finished, I think. We're doing quick 30s. The idea is to see if I can drive the train, but I keep getting scenarios that just walk you through what to do, so it's kind of defeating the purpose. Holy Trucker says, have you checked out West Coast Mainline overshot modern timetable? I haven't yet, no. Well, you should say good morning as it's 15 past midnight. Very cool. It's probably very cold, in fact. $80 excruciatingly slow yards to go. Almost there. Almost there. Is this its last thing? Yeah, it is. It's Saturday night there too, isn't it? Oh, I don't even get to shut it down. There you go. All right, let's see what we get this time. And the fellow that wanted to look at the timetables just left, so we don't have to look at the timetable. Rail says I have to learn to keep my balance because steam locomotives bounce all over the place like they're jellyfish. They do bounce around a lot, yes. They're very stiff. And they're quite long, so yes, they do bounce. Even when they're slow, it feels quite bouncy. Big steam engines are usually fairly smooth. Going green. We've got a ICET, think. We're in Bergzin. We've a very special job. The Expert 101's going to come. Great. It's another scenario. They've all been scenarios today. 3 degrees Celsius there, so you've had your heater on. During the week this week, we had over 40 degrees Celsius, 42, 43. Take a special guest, BR401 with green striping into Castle and show off this rare livery to the waiting rail fans. Here we go. Let's screw up PCB. Where's me train? Now, wait for the train to arrive. There it is. But today, I think we're currently on 16? Yeah, it's just not all that warm today. I got up to about 26 yesterday. It was 30s all through the other days. 42 on Friday. Half the state's on fire. We keep waiting for the storms that will put the other half of the state underwater like usual in summer. I assume we want to get in this end. Richie says it's 0, bloody frozen. Yeah. Can't go down there, can you? Oh, you can. Ooh, switches. No mischief possibilities, though. Shit in the driver's seat. Left doors. Didn't have to put a brake key or anything? No. PZB on, LZB on, CIFA on. It does have AFB, doesn't it? That's an AFB lever. So there should be an AFB switch. It's either down here or it's on the screen. No, it's going to be on the screen. Let's get that happening before we get moving. Oh, we're rolling a little bit. Doesn't look like anything looks like AFB selection on that screen or that screen. So there must be a button somewhere. Maybe it is down here. Is it one of those ones you have to click? Or does it just work when you turn it on? No. Where do I turn on AFB on this thing? Oh, that's right. It's this one. AFB on. Right. Now it'll work. Right. Brakes off. Power. Let's go. So I assume we'll be in monitoring. Go on, Squeaky. Bovril says, begs the question, what's the maximum operating temperature of a rusty ute? Anything you like. As long as you're gentle with her. Well, that puts us out of monitoring. Is AFB on the... Ooh, look at that. It's on that lever. Excellent. Let's do... 53. Zebra. Zebra. It's got mean Z for this thing. NH says, what's the warmest you've ever had to deal with? 47. That's an external temperature. Hottest I've ever had in the steam cab was 72. That was quite an unpleasant day. Richie Rail, NH just checked. It's -1 now. Oh, impressive. That's exciting. That's what you want. -1. Great. Thanks, Michael. Michael called out the AFB was on the wall behind me. Richie says I can get mad at people. I'm sorry, no. Bovril says I can get mad at people. I just think how mad I was then and how I could have responded 3 weeks later in the shower. Okay. Let's go with 78. Robful says, for real though, my heart goes out to the poor souls affected by fires. Yeah, indeed. So far, no one's been killed in the fires this year, but about 100, I think last I heard, 100, they call them structures, but generally speaking, they're houses, lost. And there has been the somewhat heart-wrenching videos of media taking people, because the media get permits to go into the zones, whereas no one else can go in there because they're locked out. But they take people to their homes and film their reaction as they experience the sight of either their home still being there or their home being gone. And there was a video of a guy that I'm sure will become a meme, because he was sitting there on the evening news. He was being interviewed. He had saved his house. We're under LZB, so I don't have to do anything now. I just, yeah, whatever. Zifa. Let's give it some beans, because we are under LZB. I should put AFB to maximum as well. Let LZB take over. This guy he was interviewing, and he was quite stoic and straight-faced, and then they asked him what was the experience like, and he just broke down and started to cry. He goes, it was just fucking terrible. Everything was fucking on fire. I don't know, we fucking lived. I was like, yep, there's a bloke that's been through some serious shit. So yeah, you feel for that guy. He managed to save his house, but it's a rare thing to do. We actually used to live in a town that's in the bush, in the mountains, and we left there because my other half was becoming increasingly anxious year on year, because it was just growing and growing and growing, and we come down to the coast and got a different house. So the town we were in was not in danger in this week's fires, but if the wind hadn't changed, probably 40 kilometers from the fire front. The fire front moving at about 2 to 5 kilometers an hour, so it probably would have got there had the wind not changed. So we're not at night this time, we're just in a tunnel. Great. Ziffer. I don't know if people know, but I should mention it. The train drivers on these things aren't waiting for the light to light up or for it to say Ziffer. They're just jiggling the pedal every now and again. And that way Ziffer never comes on. And in reality, it's a foot pedal down here, so you just move your foot a little bit and you've pressed Ziffer. Rail says forest fires are no joke. No, they're not. If you're prepared, you could defend your house from a fire. Gratuitous bridge shot. Naturally, we have to do it because it's me. Even though there's 5,000 bridges, I promise I won't do it for all of them. Come on. That's one of the little bridges. 32 Ks to Wesburg. But if the growth is anywhere near your house, and I'm talking about within 100 meters of it, the chances of you being able to successfully defend it are nearly zero. Because once everything around you is burning, you're just screwed. The radiant heat will take out your house no matter what you do. You will not have enough water. You will not be able to defend it. Staying there is stupid. The occasional person manages it like that bloke, but it's unusual. Beefer. Bobful says, I remember the video of a firefighter at Nelliton, New South Wales during the 2020 fires. I think calling out ScoMo, I think. Bloke had a meltdown. Yeah, he did. Yes. Yes, because ScoMo was belittling everything, and this guy was saying, you're a fuckwit, essentially. N8 says, I'm glad you guys are safe. My thoughts with everyone affected by the fires. Yeah, it's having impacts quite a lot. Fortunately, no one's died. I mean, even just little things. So we've got Brickvention, which is the Lego adult convention that runs each year in Melbourne. I have a module sitting behind me. There's pictures on my Discord if you want to go have a look at them. That's going to that. But half of our people, there's fires between them and Brickvention. So they might not be able to come. Which means they'll miss out and we'll have a very short layout potentially instead of a big oval. So we'll put the modules together. We'll make something. We know the 2 end pieces are definitely coming. But we don't know how many of the modules that sit in the middle we're actually going to have. So we'll see. We shall see what the day brings. A couple of the people in the club were concerned about it, and I'm going, we'll make something. Don't worry about it. People will be understanding. No one will care. So I've got max throttle on, and LZB is saying do 280, but the train's struggling. Tree Sim World. If you translate CIFA into English, it says, prove you're awake. I had a trainee in the diesel not so long ago. We have a vigilance button, so it's the same concept as CIFA. And I asked him, he said, your job's pressing that button, because the driver doesn't do it, the fireman does. And I asked him, what should you do before you press the button? And he goes, look out the window. I go, no. Look at your driver, because you pressing that button means that you have verified that your driver is awake, conscious, and in control of the train. And he was a bit confused about that. CIFA, that's no moon, that's a space station. Actually, it's a cursor. We have an LZB ending by the looks of it. Do we? No? Oh, yeah, we do. The train is slowing us down. No, no. No, 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 no. None of this won't bring some rubbish. No, you're actually going to stop it, aren't you? You bastard. Yep, it is actually going to stop the train. It has maxed out the brake. Oh, no, the brakes are off now. Come on, power, you bastard. No, you don't want to. Can I now? No. The brakes are off, though. Why is it stopping? Oh, actually, it's the brake pipe is at 0. Let's force it off. We shall fill it back up again. Now can I power? Yep. Full bananas. My Xbox has just recommended to me that I play Call of Duty Black Ops 7, but I've never played any Call of Duty, so I don't know why it's recommending me that. It's not my kind of game. Says I'll definitely look at some of those. Hopefully can get as many people as possible. Oh, look, we'll make something. We'll see who can get there and who can't. It's fine. No stress. Certainly not worth putting yourself in danger for plastic bricks. Bovril says, I reckon that's me off. 1:30 a.m. I'm teetering on the edge of not having a productive day. See you later then, mate. Have a good sleep. And we shall see you in the future. $12Ks to Wurzburg. Well, we should probably get kicked out of LZB at Wurzburg, I would think. So many bridges. As we roll in on the Green Stripe Rail Fan Special. Richie's still here doing some planning for your top secret announcement on Monday. Ooh, tease. See, what Richie's basically doing there is he's just undone his bra just a little bit and gone, nah, not till Monday. Kit Richardson, what are you playing? We are doing Train Sim World. We're playing Quick 30's. This will probably be the last one I do today because it's getting up towards lunchtime. Which means I've been going for 3 hours and 4 minutes now. I'm doing Quick 30's one after another. And we're currently in the ICET on Castle Wurzburg. So we've done our tours. It started off in the US, and we've done a few runs in the UK, and now we're doing one in Germany. In the not too distant future, we'll probably get runs in Poland and Japan and a few other places, because there are more countries coming, but not today. It's LZB telling me it's going to stop the train, I believe, in 6,600 meters. Soon it's going to tell me LZB end, and I'll have to take control. So I'll stay in the cab for the moment. Oh, there is a red signal, so that's why it's saying 0 on the LZB and it's slowing us down. It should, in theory, stop us for the red signal. In theory. LZB's still doing that. It never showed me an end, did it? But I do think it wants me to drive. That's okay. We can take control back. Oh no, it did actually stop the train. It's interesting LZB did that. I don't think I've ever had it do that before. Maybe it thought it wasn't going to be able to stop it because it only uses the electric brakes, but normally it just does it by itself. But anyway, that's cool. I thought there was only one of these. Off you go. There we go. Nice. Nice. There we go. That means I have to pay attention to PZB now as well. And it says, I think it's Castle has LZB running all the way through. It does. That's why I'm bizarre, wondering why it stopped me, but because it's quite capable of stopping for a red signal by itself. You're now on approach to Wurzburg. Take it slow. Oh, that's why, so people can snap photos, and don't forget to blow your horn. So we have to take it slow. What's slow in an ICE? 100? We gotta blow the horn, apparently. It's kind of pointless in a tunnel, isn't it? Zifa. So we head for Wurzburg, Hochbahnhof. It's LZB telling me to do 60, which is interesting. Given it kicked me out of LZB. It's actually still in LZB, isn't it? I wouldn't have had to do that. Interesting. Okay. That's fine then. So we don't really need expert trains with faults to have German trains that do things and we don't know why they're doing them, because here's one right here. Here's one I prepared earlier. Zifa. I was pressing the wrong button then. Luckily, I got to it. Since we're supposed to keep blowing our horn, apparently. At least this one does give you the PZB helper, which is nice. We have a shunt signal. We're clear right into the platform. I don't know why we're blowing our horn so much, but it's what it said to do. Well, I don't see any rail fans anywhere. Made it. It'll think about powering eventually. Actually, it might not. I might put AFB to 0 and then do it. AFB to 0. And then put some power on. But I really only want about 10 kilometers an hour on this. That'll do. 14's fine. There we go. We are in monitoring. We have 500 hertz. We don't want to go quickly. We certainly don't want to be accelerating. Oh, we're supposed to have stopped. I just realised that. I was happily carrying down to the end of the platform. Look at the crowd. Yeah, look at them all. Everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. Good. Perfect. You still want me to do that? There you go. Glod. We survived a route with PZB without PZB stopping us. Ah, do we run one more or do we finish? Let's do one more. Yeah, one more. One more. Seems fair. We'll see what it gives us. See how dumb it is. You watch, it'll be the Expert 101 with Chaos 100. Quick play, let's go. Let's see what we get. Could it be Thomas? Could be Thomas. That'd be funny. Actually, I've never had Thomas on a quick play. Not once. Ah, okay. Some American stuff. Better get set up. So I guess we have to go find them all, yeah? I'll all be around somewhere. They do have a good sound, these beasts. Hey, helper, let me open your window. Can't open your window. There we go. Head out beyond signal 2356 on the 7th Street Bridge. 3 switches are all on. Reverser is in. Now we want to go forwards. And headlights. You want me to release the train brake? Clearly I haven't been in one of these for a while. Where are we headed? Points seem to be right. And Encore, says Richie Rail. Samantha's buses should have the Windows XP startup sound when you open the windows. That would be kind of funny, actually. Are we speeding already? Little bit. Holy Trucker says they're pushing this crap even with the load screen hypnotizing us by Metro Rivals. I actually, depending on how it's built, Metro Rivals to me does sound interesting. Have we got a shunt? We do. We're going across all the tracks. We're going all the way in to the Juanita workshop. Actually, let's just stop that. Let's go back in the cab because Longhood Trail. Longhood Trail, that's what we want. So that should have put headlights on the back unit now. And has it? No. We'll just pretend it's fine. Samantha's Multimodal Transport Solutions. So Metro Rivals is definitely not for train sim people. It's for gaming people. But there will be a subset of train sim people that are gaming people. So we'll see what it's like. I'll give it an open mind. I do like New York, so anything set in New York's gonna pique my interest. I do want more subway routes. No, it doesn't have a cab view. You're actually outside the train. So the view you would have from Metro Rivals is kind of that. That's what you'll have. So Metro Rivals, my expectation is because it's their first adventure with Unreal 5, that it's a learning experience. A bit like the fishing game was the learning transition between Train Sim Classic and Train Sim World. This is what Metro Rivals is for. I'm just ignoring that I'm speeding. Yeah, Metro Rivals isn't a sim. Well, it kind of is and it kind of isn't. It actually does have the sim core. But no, it's a competitive co-op game. I'm sure we'll be into things like that. Holy Trucker says a Dovetail Ambassador Challenge League for Metro Rivals could be fun to watch. I reckon I could convince people like Richie and Casual to take part in that. Probably Hentus. Actually, Hentus not so sure, because I'm not sure what he thinks of Metro Rivals. Oops, I meant to stop. Ah, no! Yep, good. Fortunately, that screw-up doesn't end the universe. Yeah, I thought you'd be in it, Richie. And I'm sure we could persuade a few others. There are a few of the DTG ambassadors who at the announcement went, "Oh, no, that's not for me." And so, yeah, whatever. I think it will be as crazy and chaotic as Roblox, to be honest about it. To be brutally honest. All right, then. Where are we going now? Back where we came from, pretty much. Yep. This was just busy work, wasn't it? Ooh, catch points. Yeah, looks like all the points are set right. Off we go, then. Holy Trucker says some people have live streams set up for webcams in one screen. Not sure how they do it. Watch the ambassadors race at the same time. Oh, you just share your screen. But yeah, that should be quite doable. We've been talking about doing some live 4-ups, which will be interesting. There are issues with doing it live, of course. Can't run them in not shade very long. Hey, look, some of them do have the headlights set up correctly, kind of. Except they should be on the other end. Now, I know when Sam used to run the 4-ups, he was always dead set against live 4-ups because people's computers run at different rates, so the clocks will be different. But the reality is, you're just driving trains in a game. Just creeping up on the signal, waiting for that train to get out of the way. Holy Trucker says the preview should be fun for Metro Rivals. Will be JD, Matt, Jamie and Harry all racing each other. There's actually a separate Metro Rivals team, so I wouldn't count on it being those guys. I don't think you've met the Metro Rivals team yet. And we have the signal. 3. Richie wants a Metro rival hat. Southern Pensy, Montangella Interstate, Nickel Plate Road, Lehigh Valley, Norfolk Southern, Central of Georgia, Norfolk and Western. Should we stop accelerating now? Probably. It said put on a display for the rail fans, didn't it? A derailment's a good display, surely. These are the kind of locomotives that you'd like a sim hogger for. That'd be awesome. But it's about $2,500 Australian by the time you get it here. Not worth it. Mission Railvan says, is this Horseshoe Curve? Yes, it is. Ooh, looks like we're actually going almost into the museum. I would have thought this track was a little, tight. For that? Just a little bit tight. Ah, we are supposed to stop before we go into the curve. Because I don't reckon it would get round that curve. Feel free to take photos before completing this duty. So of course we do it the Railfan way and do it from up here. Seems fair. We'll just put that one in, yeah? Yeah, that's perfect. There you go, done. Photo taken. Follow the instructions. Oh, that's why you won't change. That's any active lights. We're done, aren't we? Did it get mad because I took that out? Maybe it wants me to do it with the mouse. Do I have any other active lights on? No, I do. Is that what it wanted? Remove the reverser, I have. Do I put it back and take it out again? Fair enough. Engine stop. That'll be up here. I like it instantly stops like that, yeah. You staying? Alright, you stay here, okay? Dunny. That blessed silence. See, now that's a photo worth having. We'll do that one. Yeah, you couldn't just stay where you were. No? No, clearly. Because, you know, that's what we wanted. We wanted like that. Get the bridge out of it. Right, take that. Cut the top off. Good. Do it again. That's better. Come on, do it again. That's better. Okay. Where are we going? That way. Let's go look into the museum. Can we get in here? Don't think I've ever tried. No, we can't go in. Why model it if you can't go in there? What's the point? Anyway, that'll do for today, I think. So, I think that's about the end for this week. There is an 8:05 preview with All Aboard coming along shortly. The same people that were on Richie's stream not so long ago, who very carefully didn't answer any of his questions. In ways that seemed like they were. Yep. Politics of train simming. But anyway, there's an 8:05 later in the week on the Dovetail channels, and there's other stuff coming up as well. Roadmap should be not far away. 3 weeks? Yeah, probably about 3 weeks for the roadmap would be my bet. First week of Feb would be my bet. So enjoy yourselves. Have fun. Thank you very much for joining in today. I appreciate you all. And we shall see you next time. I am back at work on tomorrow, sadly. So it's the end of the great stream of Dre's Off. So there'll be a little bit, not as much content as there has been in the last couple of weeks, but there'll still be stuff. There'll still be content. I'll still pop up a daily short because I can, because they're easy. All right. Enjoy yourselves. See you later. And we shall enjoy. Which button? That one. Yep, that one.